Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. So I unpack that a little bit for you here. Start with verse 8. Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Ryland Television. This is John Hampton coming to you today from Whitesburg Plaza Shopping Center where I work at Mattress Firm on a Sunday afternoon. Today is Revelation Lesson 11. We're continuing our study of chapter 2 with the church at Smyrna. And Smyrna, church age, that was the area of persecution under the 10 Caesars in Rome from AD 100 through 312 approximately. Now, today's text is from chapter 2, verses 8 through 11, and it reads, And unto the angel of the church at Smyrna write, These things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. So I unpack that a little bit for you here. Start with verse 8. And unto the angel of the church at Smyrna write. So he's basically saying this message is for the people of the church at Smyrna. And it is debated among Christianity, but most likely the angel at the church of Smyrna is actually referring to the minister of the church. Whether it be a preacher, priest, we don't know at this point. These things saith the first and the last, which is dead and is alive. He's saying, this is the words of Jesus to you. Verse 9. I know thy works. Say he knows the type of work they've done for the Lord. And tribulation. Basically saying, I know the things I've suffered for the Lord's sake. Whether that be tribulation through Rome, or whether that be tribulation through false accusation of others. And poverty. So he said, hey, I know you don't have a lot of money. I know you don't have a lot of material possessions. Also, which makes it even harder on you. But thou art rich. He's saying, you may not have a lot of money. But he said, what you do have is your salvation, and you do have your home in heaven. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they're Jews and are not. So he's saying, I know there's people around you say there are things that are not supposed to be saying because they're not what they say they are. Well, the synagogue of Satan. So he's saying basically these people are trying to say they're righteous. They're not righteous. Their father is the devil, basically is what he's saying. Fear none of these things, verse 10, fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Don't be worried about what's coming, what type of suffering and persecution you're about to face. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison that you may be tried. Pretty self-explanatory. He said, hey, some of you are going to go to jail for your faith in the Lord. And you shall have tribulation 10 days. Representative of the church age, we're talking about the 10 Caesars under Roman rule who persecuted the church here. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Even if you died defending your faith, he said, you'll get a crown of life in heaven to come. He that hath an ear, verse 11, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the church. So he's saying, listen, if you can listen to this, listen to me. I'm telling you the truth. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. In other words, if you overcome sin, you live a righteous life, you're not going to face that second death, which is eternal hell and damnation. So, if you ever read Fox's Book of Martyrs, and I recommend that you do sometime because it's very fascinating the lives that these early people of the faith lived and how they defended the Lord even while being burned at the stake or chased by lions in the Colosseum or being beheaded or being put on a cross. You name the ways that the Romans persecuted the Christians, and it's covered in Fox's Book of Martyrs. So the church at Smyrna was representative of the church age where they had the persecution under Roman Empire. There's 10 Caesars that persecuted the church. That 11th one, which we'll study again beginning next week under the church of Pergamum, is finally where you start seeing Rome and Christianity working together in a way. But we'll save that for next week when we discuss the church at Pergamum, the era of church-state union. Until then, God bless and have a great day. And this is John Hampton with Rollin Television.